Well, hello, SPAC friends and family. It is shortly after 2 o'clock here on the West Coast, and it's Tuesday, so you know it must be time for SPAC Chat. We are gearing up, and from what we've heard, you guys are all hitting the pavement and busy. Here's our host, Calvin Harrell. Calvin, how are things going for you?
It's sleepless nights at this time of year. I don't have that efficient an organization yet. Matt and Wayne and those others have really efficient organizations. They can clock out. I don't clock out, but that's all right. We're living and we're doing the job every single day, which is a good thing. Hi, folks. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another SPAC Chat. This is going to be a very short edition to give you some updates. We don't have a specific subject matter that we wanted to talk about. We did want to discuss something related to the concept of prepay and where people have been, because over the past few years, we've seen some migration, of course, into the digital realm and online purchasing and online previewing and proofing, but there's been challenges presented by way of people screen capturing and removing watermarks and that sort of thing. And we see it all over the social media sphere. So many people are actually shifting back, and there are some people that never left the prepay envelope process because it's a system that allows you to gain customer sales at a reduced cost. But that topic, we hope to get that to you shortly. It won't be today. Today is going to be some announcements and covering some groundwork relative to the upcoming conference. I was just informed that this year we already have 12 brand new vendors, and basically 100% of the vendors that were there previously are coming again. And we've been able to add some camera manufacturers. What else we got going, Corey? You've been telling me in bits and pieces.
We have a lot of things going. So let me start off first by letting everybody know and thank everybody. We had over 100 applications for the Strawbridge First Time Attendee Scholarship, which closed on the 15th. I want to thank everybody who took the time to apply. We will be letting the recipients of the scholarships know by the 23rd of September. That still gives you time to take advantage of the early bird if you were not selected. Now, keep in mind, the board has agreed to extend 40 scholarships this year, which is our most we've ever offered, and I'm so appreciative. We also want to appreciate the membership who buys t-shirts and hats. All the merchandise sales goes towards supporting this scholarship as a way of embracing more people in our organization, and also as an industry as a whole. So thank you very much for all those who applied. Can you believe, Calvin, how many people applied this year?
It's phenomenal that so many people have applied, and I can only encourage them, even if they don't receive the scholarship, that they figure it out on an annualized basis. How much is it actually going to cost me to go to this conference? Because at the end of the day, if it costs $100 a month, you're going to get $100 worth a month worth of education in going. We see a lot of conversations and discussions and people attempting to help others, people that are coming in, or shall we say neophytes in the industry, that are coming in and asking questions about how do I set up my lights, and how do I do this, and how do I do that? And we've got all of that covered in our pre-cons. So we've got every level of education that you can imagine has been built into the upcoming SPAC program.
Yeah, I also want to thank so many of our community members, such as Brad Cooper and Laura Wagner, companies like Sony and ACI, who have also taken that scholarship information and shared it among their networks, allowing us to reach more people. Keep in mind,
Absolutely.
folks, that this conference is a non-profit organization that puts it on. It is not for profit, which is different than a lot of the other conferences out there. So we keep our pricing really low. Just so you know, early bird is $429. That will cover your entire conference education, all the demos, the social parties, most of your meals, All of the things are included in that. The only thing that is not included is your hotel and your travel to Las Vegas.
It's an unbelievable value when you
I
talk about
know.
education. Okay, so there we go. It's not even $45 a month if you were to stretch it out over the course of the year. And I don't know of anybody that's interested in the business that can't swing $45 a month out of that package sale that they have during that 1 month. I know things get tight and we all have different experiences in how we handle money, et cetera. But when we talk about this particular conference, and the price, I believe, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, Corey, because I only cursory look at the vast majority, the vast number of conferences that are available. I think that this is the lowest cost conference in the industry with the greatest ROI, return on investment, for anybody that's paying, because of the breadth of education, because of access to vendors that have specifically curated for our industry. I think that's phenomenal by itself when we talk about $479.
$429.
Oh, my bad.
I know. And
$429.
And we get you a discounted room rate. We get you a discounted resort fee, so you don't have to worry about those resort fees in Las Vegas. Seriously, folks, I know it's the middle of your season right now. If you just sold a big package of photos, stash that percentage aside, register for SPAC, and just count on being there. Now, Absolutely. Let's talk about a little bit about SPAC. So the first thing that is not included in your registration that would be an add-on, if you wanted to add on, is our pre-conference classes. These tracks actually are a full day, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. with an hour and a half break for lunch, of one topic. This is where you get your intensives, okay? We offer, SPAC University will always offer a Schools 101 and a Sports 101. So Corey, what is covered in those 101 programs? Basically, it's our way of getting you up to speed. So that way on Thursday, when you jump into all the other tracks and all the other classes and the choices that you have, you already have your basic knowledge down. We cover the basics of what you need to do for school sports, school photography, and sports photography, demos, as well as classroom talks. So that is the pre-conference there for those two. Yes, Calvin.
And Corey, I want to jump in there because one of the things that's, again, another tremendous value is for the pre-con, if you're looking to grow your organization, your business, and you have people that you've identified as being the people you want to grow with or can grow with, it's about paying for their education that they're not going to get within the four walls of your office. It's just one of those things. You get a much broader understanding of processes and techniques and whatnot. You can refine it to your specific operating practices, to your specific photographic styles. You can always refine what somebody has learned, but when they're learning it from a quality program, such as our educational programming on what day of the week is that? Wednesday?
That's Wednesday.
On Wednesday, when they learn that, they're going to be so far ahead of the game when they come back. Not only that, they're going to be enthusiastic and have an energy level that exceeds what they had before they came. So it's just unbelievable, the value that's there.
The other class that we offer, Calvin, is for people who have been through the 101 for sports and schools. And the next one is 202. Now, this is volume 202. This is ideally targeted for someone who is bringing in employees to the company. How do you create a flow chart? How do you manage? How do you gain the bigger business? So it's not just those who are doing small volume. I don't want you to misunderstand me. We're talking people who are doing 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 states, who have regions and territories. That is going to be addressed in our volume 202 class. Mm-hmm. The other one that we always provide, because if you're a business owner and you have sales reps, this is the one you want to register them for, and that is sales training. Paul Cherry is not a photographer. He doesn't own a photography company. He is a professional paid sales trainer, goes into top corporations and teaching their reps how to sell, how to engage that conversation, giving you words to use in your vocabulary. That is where you want if you're looking to increase your sales. That is the sales training pre-con class.
And one thing you're going to learn through that process is that you're going to learn that sales is sales, no matter what the product is. Sales is sales. There are certain psychological triggers. There's certain ways that you frame things. There's certain ways that you schedule your points of contact or your contact times and points. And these are the types of things that will be on the table with Paul Cherry, because he's been doing this for a while. He's presented for us before. It was very successful. I think it was a standing room only crowd. And we're probably going to get the same thing, because I forgot what his fee is to come out, and we don't have to pay it. That's the unbelievable piece. We have people that come to us that want to help our industry that are not even in our industry. So when we talk about value proposition, being able to be in the room with Paul Cherry is like being with a guru on sales. You know who else is one? It's Wayne Barksdale, but you can't get Wayne's time the same way. He'll be sharing information in one of his seminars that are one of his sessions that he'll be giving. But it's just, there are some people that understand how to process and sell a product, not the specific photo product, but a product, which is actually lends itself well to our expanding marketplace, with many photographers now moving into the yearbook realm, some photographers moving into the print product realm of direct to film printing, and a variety of other things. So it's a real value add to be able to attend that conference.
And then the last track, which is something we've been very excited about, is our international track. As you know, we have people from outside of the United States who come to SPAC every year. And many of you may not know, but SPAC has done little small mini SPACs in the UK, in Germany, as well as South Africa. So this year we've invited them all back, all the people who attended those mini conferences, back to the mothership so that they could really experience what SPAC is. So we have a full international track that is also running on Wednesday with about 20 different speakers. We are talking about the largest school photography companies in Europe and South Africa. They are going to be sharing what's going on in their industry, because some of that stuff does cross over to ours as well. Now, those are the pre-conference classes. They are an additional fee. You need to register and pay that separate upon your regular registration. And I always get asked this question, but no, you cannot just come to a pre-conference without coming to a general, paying for your general registration for SPAC conference. Now, let me move on further and show you another little graphic here. Back by popular demand, we did it last year, and we are doing it again. On Wednesday from 11:30 to 2:30, we will be having the Wednesday workflow walkthrough. Now, what is that? You're going to walk into the room and you're going to see pods. In every camera pod is a capture system, a lighting system, a camera, a backdrop. So you are going to be able to see side by side the different workflows, the different cameras, the different lighting, the different backgrounds, side by side. You can play with them. We will have people there to stand in front of the camera if you want to be the photographer, or you can actually step in front of the camera and see how you look behind a Panasonic compared to a Sony. That is included in your SPAC registration. So make sure that you put that on your agenda. Again, that's 11:30 to 2:30. You don't have to sign up for it. The room is open. The representatives from those companies will be there to help answer any of your questions. But again, it's a great opportunity to do that side-by-side comparison that so many of you have been asking us about.
Yeah, there's a lot of one-on-one opportunity in here, as well as when you go through something like this and you speak to one of those vendors for cameras, backgrounds, tripods, connectivity, or whatever it might be, software, you're able to set up and start the relationship on a higher level. And so you'll be able to get better attention when you actually greet them or meet them in their specific booth that they'll be exhibiting in. You can probably set up meetings with them also if you're going to that workflow walkthrough. Come on,
Yep.
mess my head up.
I know it's all those W's, right? It's kind of hard to say that. So I got one more image for you to share with you all. Let me just bring it on up here. I am going to present it to you. Come on. It's being a little dicey with me right now. Don't know why. Maybe I need to get rid of you. It is something that we're doing on Tuesday. So I want to make sure that I share this with you. Hold on
Oh
one
yeah.
second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday excursions.
Hey, normally we say don't bring a camera. You don't need a camera. However, if you take the opportunity to go forward to one of these excursions, at least two of the excursions, two of the three. I'm not sure if golf is one that you want to take pictures at per se, but if you're going to be at one of the two others that she's going to announce right now or give you info on, hello, Valley of Fire and the Neon Graveyard at night when it's dark is quite popular.
Okay, so a lot of people come to Vegas, and because they're coming to Vegas and they're not from Vegas, they're like, hey, let me take advantage of the Martin Luther King holiday on Monday and have a little fun before SPAC starts. So on Tuesday, we have some Tuesday excursions. So the first one I always talk about is the Valley of Fire. We have charter buses. It includes your lunch, your transportation all the way out to the Valley of Fire, your admission to the state park. We will have a speaker out there presenting about how to use natural lighting when capturing portraits. We will have professional models out there with some beautiful dresses, as you can see, for you to take some photos for your personal portfolio. That excursion is happening from 12 to 5 p.m. And then also, for those of you who like to be a little bit maybe indoors and maybe not as outdoors or so long, we also have the golf experience at Atomic Golf, which is kind of a Top Golf, but it's really fun. Every pod has a different game. We will have the longest drive. There is food and drinks and networking there. That also includes transportation to and from, and you will have a blast. And then because so many people missed, or they fly in and they miss the beginning of the day, we have added this evening at 4:30 to 8 p.m. a trip to the Neon Museum Graveyard. All the Vegas signs are lit up in neon lights. A lot of people take photos there. We will get also a presentation about some of the history of some of the signs, and that does include transportation back and forth on a charter bus as well. So those are added things for you to add on.
Hey, Corey, SPAC has been around 70 plus years now. And it would be interesting if we could figure out how to run a contest on people identifying what signs were at hotels since SPAC started. Because we've been through the Imperial Palace, the Dunes, the Riviera. We've been to places that are no longer there. Their signs are at that location. So that's pretty funky. I like that.
Exactly.
If we can figure out a contest, it would be good.
So then after that, just keep in mind that the first timers have a meet and greet an hour before the kickoff party on Wednesday, and then the kickoff party with entertainment. As you know, SPAC is a family. So because we love you like family, we feed you like family. So there is lots of things to take advantage of, not to mention all the one-on-one coaching that we will still launch for you to sign up, because you are allowed to have a one-on-one coaching spot. We have the sideshow rooms, which are exhibitor sales presentations going to be going on, a full trade show. Again, we're back in a 40,000 square foot trade show facility room. We're adding something special, which I'm going to hold off on telling you about, called the SPAC Zone, which will be a lot of fun and a great place for you to sit down and perhaps have some private conversations and do some networking that is not in the middle of the trade show floor where it is so loud. But what you need to know is early bird registrations are ending early this year because we had to plan. So it is September 30th. They're going away. Then the prices go back up to our regular first tier. The more tiers closer to the event, the price goes up. So just go ahead and plan on doing that. Southwest, I don't know, they don't pay me, but they are running sales right now like you would not believe on airfare. So I would set a Bing alert for flights to Vegas. So that way you're all set. I'll send you more details about packing and what you perhaps may need, but what we really need is you, and we want you there.
Absolutely.
You know, we've had record-setting attendance, and we continue to grow. This is your community to get together, network, rejuvenate, get ideas, share ideas. Right, Calvin?
Absolutely. Let's face it. There are the people that have been successful in this industry, and there's a lot of them, from small mom and pop to very large multi-state, thousands of schools, entities. They find value in this conference all the time. It's just, it is what it is. We've been able to develop something that's unique to the industry, often imitated, never duplicated.
So as we get closer, as SPAC chats continue, we'll have our regular topics, but then we'll be moving into some speaker previews, also getting to know some of our exhibitors. We will talk more about the photo contest, because we do have a photo contest, and we'll also talk more about our awards ceremony on Thursday night to get you all prepared. We just wanted to make sure you didn't miss taking advantage of the early bird and getting some of those Tuesday excursions planned, because that's the stuff you need to plan right now. Also, discounted hotel link is on the website, as well as the agenda of sessions. And most of my speakers are now finalizing their photo and their session descriptions. Most of them have posted the descriptions in the Whova app, which is available right now on our website. When we hit 90 days before the event, you will all be getting a text message from me to have you download the Whova app on your phone, because this is going to be your mobile app. This is how you're going to check in. This is how you're going to make contacts. You're going to save your friends. You're going to post messages on message boards. It's all going to shift to the mobile 90 days beforehand, although it's always available on desktop, and I do have that link on our website too.
Outstanding. Hey, you know what though? You mentioned something about the hotel, and I don't want to share, because I don't know if people really understand how organizations have to commit to a certain volume of rooms in order to get certain price points and certain considerations by the hotel. So we've committed to thousands, more than 1,000. How many rooms? It's huge, the number of room nights. When I say that, we understand that some people might want to go here or want to go there, but there's value in staying at the venue that the conference is held in, because when you go down to the bar, when you go to a restaurant, you're going to be running into other people that you've seen during the conference, and you might have a question or a comment or need some feedback and that sort of thing. And you're able to just engage with them at that level. It's a lot different than being in a classroom, being on a conference floor, having to rush around because, wait a minute, I got to get over there before that one starts, etc. When you're in the hotel, you're able to float around and see people doing all sorts of things. And as far as guests that you might want to bring, not necessarily to our conference, but with you on the trip, there are theaters and bowling alleys and recreation that are all in-house. I mean, it's marvelous. What we've been able to put together is phenomenal, and we hope that we expect that you will enjoy it if you do choose to come.
And we will most likely, because we have the last 8 years sold out of hotel rooms. Absolutely. And at that point, South Point always extends an offer to us for the timeshare properties right next door. And I know a lot of you really, really like the timeshare properties, but we cannot gain access to them until we sell our room block out. So good to know for those of you who are hoping for that. When that time comes, you can always change your reservation. But that's always good to know. Yeah. Calvin, is there anything that I think I've missed?
No, we got to get back to work. We're on the West Coast. Other people getting off work. We're still at the grind, okay? Hey,
that's right, folks. We're going to be back. Matt will be back next week with a Tech Tuesday. The following week, we are working on a prepay compared to proof system, we'll have a couple representatives who are companies that are doing both and let them debate out on what is best, because as we say here in SPAC, there's no one right way to do it.
That's
It's
right.
what is right for your company. We're
Correct.
just going to give you the options.
Well, and to be more specific, each of us serve unique demographics, be they economic, be they ethnic, be they religious, whatever it is. We all serve unique demographics, and we have to present our product offering in a manner that that demographic would be most responsive to. Everybody doesn't respond to an email. Fact is, a whole lot of people don't even check their emails. So it's one of those things. The other piece is that when we talk, and I mentioned it earlier, when we talk about the proof pay program, where individuals can see images online, if they can capture that image now, they've got simple software that'll remove most watermarks because people are not making the most sophisticated enough watermarks. So it's just a conversation that needs to be had. It's not suggesting that anything is best for you. It's saying here are the options and what some other people have experienced as a result of their experiments with either process or all processes.
If you would like to be involved in that discussion here on SPAC Chat, and you're available on that Tuesday, go ahead, drop me an email, because we'd like to see some new faces. If you have topics that you want us to cover, if you have someone that you want us to invite on and interview, let us know, because again, this SPAC community is all about you. So please, let's all pitch in, give me your ideas. The board is working hard. They all have their own businesses to run. So, and Corey's not a photographer, so I could use the help.
All right, folks, I want to say thank you for joining us. Corey, as usual, fabulous job. We got information out. That's what we're responsible for. And we look forward to, we'll be back, or SPAC Chat will be back next week with a Tech Tuesday. And then the following week, we certainly expect to have that programming together where we can have a discussion on the prepay envelope system compared to the post-pay proofing system, and how do you actually make a hybridized system that might work well for you. Until next week, have a wonderful week the rest of this week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.